Daddy Dutch, what's going on? Double D, Firewalker's in the house. How are you doing, buddy? My man Jared, he went to Jared. Frack Daddy, what's happening, baby? How are you doing? What's up? Tay? How are you doing, buddy? Great to see you this evening. We're just gonna chill out for a few folks. Give the peanut gallery the usual couple of minutes. I guess now's a. I need to find some music to play during this time. What's happening, all you fine folks out there, man? Welcome to the stream. Find a chair, grab a beer, sit down, man, and let's chat for a little bit. Couple of more minutes before we get to moving. Daniel, what's going on, Daniel? How are you doing this evening? The Googster, what's happening, Googan? How are you doing, buddy? Good to see you this evening, man. Great to see you this evening. Another minute, folks. Another minute. Brandon, what's up, bruh? Brandon, you've been getting I gotta get with you, man. You seem like you're doing a reveal every other day. Getting all these care packages. I'm getting a little jealous. All is well, Daniel. All is well, man. Thanks for asking. D from Delaware. What's happening, double? What's happening, baby? Lady Cherie, how are you doing today? Great to see you this evening. All right, folks, we'll give them another 30 seconds or so, man. But I want to welcome everybody once again to another chat with Mom and Papa Joe. We appreciate you stopping in. And if this is your first time, man, oh, please don't hesitate to say so in the chat. We absolutely appreciate you stopping in. I know Scott and Taiter are going to bring a couple of new faces, a couple of new names to the chat, and that's absolutely fine. Hopefully, you'll return in the coming weeks or so. We have got some awesome guests today. We've got two different sets of guests, man. Both of them huge winners uh, from last week. Awesome week of competition barbecue. Uh, there was just some awesome, some huge cook-offs, and one of the things about that I'm really thrilled about is that we happen to have one of the grand champions on uh, as a guest 2 weeks ago talking about this cook-off. And what do you know? He happened to win it, and we're going to be talking to him in the second half of the show. But to start with, we're going to be talking to a young man that I watched grow up on the competition circuit. His pops and I met his pops at our very first cook-off in 2010. And upon meeting in 2010, we realized that we lived probably, give or take, 20, 25 minutes from each other. And man, we've been fairly tight since 2010. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Tate and Scott Stanush. Awesome, awesome folks, man. What's happening, guys? How y'all doing this evening?
Good. It's his first time, buddy.
Yeah. How are you guys doing, man? I know you're still on a high. What's going on? Can you guys hear me?
CJ. It's lagging.
So can you hear me or not? All right. All right. We love using words on this show. As opposed to head nods. All right. So
yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, buddy.
All right, my man. So, folks, some of you have probably seen Scotty on. I believe we've had Scotty on once or twice. He tends to chime in rather frequently on the show. But real quick, Scott, go ahead and reintroduce yourself to those of our fans that may not know you.
Well, my name is Scott Stanush. Been cooking competitively in barbecue. Originally, who were we? The Smokin Bros, and then we transformed. Shortly, about 2018 or so, we had a breakup. We're still best friends today, but along the way, Taiter took over and took the reins. He's the man now in the house to beat.
Yes, he is. And Tate, man, tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
I'm Tate Stanush, and I've been cooking for, I don't know, since I was around eight or stuff. But then he got me into the big boy leagues, and I mean, it just was get more practice and make a little money on the side, and trophy is just crazy.
Well, man, I don't know if it's me, but you're still breaking up, and I'm sure I'm only catching bits and pieces of what you guys are saying. I don't know if that's the same thing out there for everybody. All right. I'm no technician, but that is where we are right now. So, folks, let me just give you a little bit of background. So, 2010, I go to my first event with my partner in Brushy Creek, and that's outside of Austin. And one of the first folks I met was Scott. At the time, I don't even know if Tate was at that event, but 2010, that's what some 12 years ago, whatever the case might be. So that gives you an idea. That gives you an idea how young, how little Tate was at the time. Wild kid. In the next few years after 2010, we saw him at every event, running around crazy, having a ball. And I never once imagined that Tate would turn into a young pitmaster, because that's what I'm calling him right now, a young pitmaster. Tate, I remember you, while Scott and I were still out there on the circuit on a regular basis. I remember you doing some of the kids queue, the pork chops or the steaks. Uh, but I never once knew that, man, that you would at some point take it seriously and realize that there's some pretty good opportunities and some fun. Tell us a little bit about how that evolved, how that changed as you got a little older. Start back from your first kids queue, your first pork chop or whatever it was.
First pork chop was Yeti Fest, the old Yeti Fest.
So how do you think it changed, Tate? Where that you started with these little pork chops, and what happened as the years passed that made you want to get a little more serious and start hanging out and competing with the big guys, with the grown-ups?
It was lagging too bad. I don't know what his question was.
Hey, CJ.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, now you guys are just, I can't hear you, period. All right, so everybody is saying that you are breaking up, Scotty. Hey, all right, hey, Scott. Hey, play with it and let's Scott, play with it and let's shoot for 8:30.
How's
All
that?
right. All right, let's try this one then. So I'll get rid of that one and I'll bring in this new one. All right, let's give that a shot. Talk to me, Scotty.
Yeah, it's clear.
How about now? Now you're the same kind of voice, but we're good. Let's go.
All right, so all right, now I can hear you much better. I can hear you much better. So Tate, I was saying, tell us about how or what changed for you in terms of messing around with the kids, competing against kids, and how that changed to where, man, all of a sudden you want to compete against adults.
Yeah, it's just with the kids, it's more laid back, and I don't really, I'm not experienced, and I don't really know what to do. It's a lot of parent helping, but getting into like the more big, more serious cook-offs, I have to take it much more serious. Like I have to wake up much more early, and I have to follow all these steps on what to do, and it's just a lot more stressful than just running around as a kid and doing that.
Now, do you find that you're practicing at home?
Yeah, I've practiced at home before, and that it's just leading up to the big cook-offs.
And Scott, tell the folks out there how you have gone to one place and Tate and Mom has gone to another place competing, and how has Mom and Tate done in those events?
You know, they've actually done 2 events by themselves, and they're both undefeated. 2 GCs, and I said, well, they've got a good thing going here. So that was the big thing with San Antonio coming up. I said, that's his good luck charm, and look what happened. So, there's one thing about being extremely proud, but this is unprecedented for a dad that's been in the barbecue world, and all of a sudden he's joined this elusive club that I'm not a part of. Not many are part
Yes,
of. So.
and I will continue to remind you of that anytime you step out of bounds. I will bring that up and remind you that Tate and I are part of a small club, exclusive membership. Yes, sir, I will. I will. So, Tate, tell us about your preparation for San Antonio. Tell us about your preparation. What did you go through?
So a lot of the preparation was, practicing all the meats. Like chicken, we switched up our whole, recipe on what we were doing. So I had to practice that weekend and packing all the seasonings and all of the butter and all of the just everything. And, getting ready in the morning, I had to get energy drinks and, look at my notes over a little book with all my notes in it. And, that's just, it was, yeah, that's all I have to say.
So during your cook, how many teams did you compete against?
I think it was 48. 48.
Yeah. There's no official number. You know how the cook-offs go. Oh, we just beat 305.
Yeah.
I believe the number was actually 47. There was
40. So they give roundabout number. All right, so it's a roundabout number. Yeah. And Tate, what was this one called? I cannot remember the name of this event.
I think it was Junior Pitmaster Challenge. Yeah.
All right, so this is the San Antonio Rodeo Junior Pitmaster Challenge. What were the prizes up for grabs?
There was banners, there was buckles, and then the big one was a $10,000 scholarship to any college I want to go to.
Wow, folks, a $10,000 scholarship for cooking a little barbecue, for cooking barbecue well. Man, if that doesn't drive you to give your best, nothing will. Nothing will. So Tate, you wake up that morning. How are you feeling? You excited? You nervous? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I was nervous and stressed all at the same time. It's because I struggle with getting fire going. So that was my biggest concern was that morning was getting the fire going. And, just waking up at the crack of dawn, I was just so nervous and I was ready for the day, but I just needed more energy in me.
Now, and folks, I'm here to tell you, the little bit I've seen of Tate at a cook-off, he is doing the things. Mom might be there, dad might be there, but Tate is injecting meats. Tate is seasoning meats. Tate is trimming meats. All right, so this is not one of those things where dad or mom is doing the work and Tate is they're tossing that credit on Tate. I have watched them do the work, folks. I've watched them do the work. So that young man knows what he's doing. And again, that doesn't happen by accident. He said that he practices at home. He's got the guidance of mom and dad. So I don't see any reason why he will not be a force to be reckoned with, man, in the next coming years. So as you start your cook Saturday morning, Tate, tell us about how things are going.
About the cook-off or just?
Yeah. As you start your cook, your process, you're out of bed, you're nervous. Tell us how the rest of the day is going to go.
Yeah, once we got there, it was just throw, all this charcoal and get all the fire started and then just put my brisket on and then inject my ribs, put those on, and then get ready for chicken all at the same time. I was pacing back and forth. I understand why, my dad paces now, when we do our cook-offs together, and I'm wondering why he's pacing all over the place. And, now I understand why he was pacing all the time.
And that's similar to myself, Tate. I can't sit down either, man. I cannot sit down. I'm back and forth. I'm wiping. I'm cleaning because it's just what I do. It's just what I do. So as the day progresses, are there any mistakes, any wrenches in your spokes, so to speak?
I think one of my mistakes was getting the chicken cooker to the actual heat that needs to be at. It needed to be at around 400 and it was around, 250 to 300. So I mean, the solution to it was just get some wood pellets, and I just threw them in there. And, you know, I was scared that it would get too hot, but it worked out perfectly fine right at 400.
So what did you cook your chicken on, if you don't
Uh,
mind me asking?
Weber.
A Weber. All right. Well, Tate, I'm telling you, man, right now I'm loving what I'm hearing because hey, we're tracking. All right, we're tracking you and I. We've got a unspoken bond, a little connection. All right, because I love that Weber for chicken. So you're definitely on the right track, man. So first turn in is at a well, I don't know about the kids challenge. What were the times for turn in?
Chicken was at 11, ribs at 1, and brisket at 3.
All right, chicken was at 11.
Yes, sir.
All right. So still a little bit different than a standard cook-off, but it's a little later than the adults. So as you turn in chicken, how are you feeling about that turn-in, that product?
I mean, it just took a lot more stress that I have to worry about it, but I was also nervous about chicken because, you know, one side of my fire was cold, but the other was hot. So one chicken, which looked the prettiest, was a little cold. So I had to get the fire going again to get that hot. And, you know, it all worked out in the end at 175. So.
All right. Hey, you hear what temperature that young man took that bird to? 175. 175. So again, folks, you cannot be afraid to take it a little higher, man. It works. You cannot be afraid. All right, Mama says, you know, we've been watching Ted cook since he was a little kid. So exciting to see how well he's doing in competition, competing in barbecue. And that is the absolute truth. Yeah, that is the absolute truth. George, thank you so much for stopping in. All right. Josh, I think we kind of got that figured out, man. We're working on it. I'm just trying to stay halfway with the chat. So once you got that chicken up to temperature and you put it in that box for turn-in, Tate, were you happy with it? Did you think this chicken had a chance?
I was probably most confident with the chicken going with it. But another problem that I actually did have was fitting the chicken in the box. And I had like 5 minutes. And, you know, I was so stressed that I forgot to unfold the foil inside the box. And I turned it in. He's like, "You forgot to do this, so but yeah, I felt pretty good with chicken.
All right. What made you feel so good about the chicken? Did the looks, the color? What did you really like about that chicken that made you feel good?
I think it was overall the taste, because I have a problem with injecting. Whenever I put too much injection and it'll pool up on the inside. So we had a different technique actually this time that, you know, took away from that. So it was all spread out and it was just a lot better.
My man. Guys, this young man, all right, I'm not saying he watched any of my videos, but we've got videos out there. Mom and I got videos out there that talk about all that stuff. All right. Whether or not he watched, I don't know. But he knows what he's doing. And it's not by accident. He knows what he's doing. Bree says, I bet it must be a treat to see a kid grow up into being a pitmaster. It's the absolute truth, man. Yeah, it is the absolute truth. Yeah. Double D, hey, the student, hey, I can see that in his future. I can absolutely see that in his future, man. Yeah. I can absolutely see that in his future. So chicken is turned in. You're feeling good about chicken. Now we're on to ribs. What rib did you use? What brand?
Meat Hustler brand.
All right, you got all right.
I don't know that.
So more than likely Prairie Fresh.
Yeah, they're Prairie Fresh.
All right, so they're Prairie Fresh.
Yeah.
All right, so You inject them, you season them, you put them on the pit, and everything goes as planned. Nice and smooth. No hiccups with the ribs.
The injection was a little weird because, last second he just tells me to switch the technique up on it. I'm like, what? And the needle was all janky and it was breaking off. And I'm like, what? And the injection was like syrup. So it was just so hard. So long to inject it.
It was a little thick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like a gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah. hey, it your first time, all right, your first time, Dad switched up at the last minute. But what you were able to do, is to adapt, improvise, overcome. Even though it was something thrown at you at the last minute, I like that you found a way to make it work. And got them injected, seasoned, put on the pit, and turned in a quality product. And I forgot to ask, where did your chicken place?
Chicken was second.
All right, chicken was second. Where did those ribs place?
They were fourth.
So we're not going to even talk brisket just yet. So you're now let's go straight to brisket. So brisket was the first meat on. I think that cook went smoothly, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So brisket is turned in. You're now at awards, Tate. You're now at awards. They get down to second chicken and it's yours. I know, man, if I get a second chicken at a competition, I am feeling really good because for me, chicken is always go big or go home. If we're not a top 5 chicken, then we're not going to get a chicken call. That's been our recent MO. So you get a second place chicken call. What are you feeling and what are you thinking right now?
So before the chicken call, I was very stressed. And how it works with me is I need some, just any call to bring all that stress off. And when she called that number, I was just very happy. And walking up, I was like, okay, we're fine from here. And, that took a lot of just stress right off my shoulders.
I totally understand that. So now are you thinking with that second place chicken, are you thinking grand championship?
Yeah, I mean,
Don't hold back. Don't hold back.
Points in my head a little.
Okay. All right. So and they get to ribs. They reach top 5 ribs. And boom, you're fourth. All right. It was fourth ribs.
Yes, sir.
All right. So fourth ribs. Now you've got to be feeling really good, especially if you were paying attention to what that first place chicken guy or gal did in ribs, because that's how it works in our heads, at awards. So what are you thinking now with that first place rib, with that fourth place rib?
Me and him went over all the possibilities, and I knew I needed, a first, second, or third brisket to take it all, just to outscore everyone that was there, and it just came down to the first place, and I was just pacing and stressed, and I knew I couldn't let everyone down there that came just for me to not place in brisket, but it all worked.
Now I will tell you from experience, regardless of how great a brisket I think I turned in, if I wasn't one of those 9 calls, those first 9 calls, I don't know that I've ever been. Well, there was one time where they called 9 and it wasn't me, and I knew without a doubt that first place was ours once, but more often than not, once it gets down to first place, man, I'm like, oh, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Did you really, really think that you were gonna be that first place?
That's the big question, because I had regret in the back of my mind. Did I keep the pit up to temp the whole day? Did I do all the steps right? Did it tighten up in the box? Did it become too salty? And I was just so stressed. I don't even know if I can't even remember. That's how stressed I was during that part.
Folks, are you listening to this young man's competition vocabulary? Did it tighten up in the box? Right? Hey, this young man is spitting knowledge like a seasoned competition cook, man. That's got to make you feel good. That's got to make you feel good. Wow, that's awesome. So, boom, first place is there, and you've got it. Were there any tears?
My mom was crying a lot. I wasn't crying, surprisingly. I think he was crying. I don't know.
What about Dad? Yeah, I know Dad is a little softy. Yeah, Dad is a little softy. So I know he had to. Dude, now I got a little emotional too, man. When I found out, I was like, wow, that is off the charts good, man. That is off the charts good. So Tate, how old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16, and you've got to be how old to compete on your own against the adults?
It's 18, but I believe this year one of the sanctioning bodies here in Texas is going to waive that rule for high school cookers. I believe it's in the
okay. So Tate, is this something you think you're going to want to do long term?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility in the future that I want to do a lot of cook-offs, not just by myself, but with my dad.
Oh yeah. I totally understand that.
And
I totally understand.
And maybe open my own restaurant or something if that's just a side job that I want to do. And yeah.
I'll tell you now, there ain't no side jobs opening your own restaurant.
Side job, but like
there's no side jobs.
Plan, it doesn't work out, then I guess
that's the backup.
Yeah, it's the backup.
All right. That's a full-time job, man. That's a full-time job. Folks, we've got royalty in the house. I'm telling you, we've got champions all over the place. Chicken Fried, Bill, San Antonio winner. We got Tate, we got Carlos. Folks, the second guest we're bringing in shortly, you saw Smokin Los, Carlos Calzada. You saw him here 2 weeks ago. We talked about the event he was headed to in Humble. And we talked about some of the prestige that Humble carries and the possibility of him winning. And you remember, I stated that all of my guests 2 weeks ago were capable of winning any event that they were headed to. And what do you know? So without further ado, let me bring in the man of the hour, Carlos.
Hey, what's going on, fam?
Los? How you doing, buddy?
Man, I am blessed. I traveled all day. I'm in Philly right now, Philadelphia, downtown Philadelphia right now. So I am truly, truly blessed to be on here, man.
Well, excellent, man. Glad you were able to find a little time to hang out with the crew. So for those who are new, just real quick, Los, a little reintroduction of yourself, man.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Carlos Calzada from the Pit Maker for Pit Cook for Smokin Los BBQ. I'm a 20-year-old veteran Navy corpsman, raw, and I just love to cook. Started cooking when I was deployed, came down here, and just enjoy it. Saw you out there. First time I seen you was at Cowboys Cook Off and hit first place ribs there, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that man know what he's doing. So ever since then, I've just been cooking. Shout out to Danny Gomez, D&D Barbecue. He's the one who really put me on to this, show me the ropes. First aid. We all teach, just like the young man before, is we all growing the sport. That's awesome that he was on earlier and won that. Congratulations to you, sir. That's a little bit about myself.
Well, Los, all right. We talked that you chose Humble after the San Antonio rodeo fell through. And we all know that Humble is well attended, quality cooks, usually hits 100 or so, sometimes more. So you go into humble. What kind of meats did you go into humble with? Were you happy
So,
with your meats?
man, we talked about this before plenty of times on your show. Everybody talks about it. So I got my meats, man, well in advance. I got my brisket maybe 5 weeks before this cook-off. So I went back to a HEB prime brisket, man. I definitely I've been struggling with brisket, struggling with the Wagyus. It's just not my flavor profile. So I just cooked the HEB prime brisket. Did well with that. My pork, I got Prairie Fresh. I just went to Walmart, got some from there. I got one Prairie Fresh, two butts, and then I got one Money Muscle from HEB.
Okay, sweet.
And then and then my ribs, I got 2 racks of Prairie Fresh and then one HEB natural.
So, folks, here's a great example, man.
Yep.
That just because you go out and you buy the Wagyu brisket or you buy the compart ribs, while those are quality products, that does not necessarily equate to wins. You know, very often, man, a lesser cut, such as a prime, that when cooked properly, will outdo those meats. And this is a great example of that. Tate, Mama's asking, man, are you a junior or a senior? What are your plans after graduation?
I'm a junior and I want to attend college, maybe LSU, but that's kind of expensive. And I don't know what
yeah. Dad'll find the money. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Well, you got $10,000 to start.
Yeah.
So.
Tell him you put 10 down, he got the rest.
He got the rest.
Yeah. So Los,
yes, sir.
As your cook progresses, man, any major hiccups?
During the cook, yes, I did, and I was listening to his story. So I have a rec tech. I have 2 rec techs and a drum, and so my hiccups was from like 9:50 to about 10:45. Man, everything for some reason wanted to line up. Like I have a strict timeline. I write everything down for CBA. So I know when to wrap everything, put everything spritz. But I think the weather took a factor and my food cooked a little bit faster. And I had to wrap everything at the exact same time. And I was like, whoa, like I had to take a good 30-second break and refocus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to refocus. I truly did. I stopped. I closed the pits. I did a quick refocus. And I was like, okay, it's cool. Just focus on this first. And then, but when I looked at it, like the Taiter's talking about, my pellets ran out on my rec tech, so I didn't have pellets in there because I cooked the steak. I cooked the steak the night before, not paying attention. Like I have everything, to a T. So I knew I was okay. I didn't recheck. My pellets ran out. I had to take it out, put it on the drum.
Wow.
So I did have, I was scrambling for a little bit, but right at 11:45, when you want to talk about me being in a zone, it was over after that. At 11:45, everything was wrapped. Everything was good. My chicken was done. And I did too take mine to 175. So my chicken went to 175. I was able to sauce it. I had a big chicken too, and it didn't want to fit in the box. So I was like, oh, come on. Are you serious right now? Like usually that size fits in a box, but it didn't want to fit in the box. I definitely arranged it just to fit in the box. But I came back very happy with that chicken. And I did try something new because I do keep my notes from CBA. So that's one thing I'll do, like from Champions Barbecue Alliance. They give you that score sheet. So I cooked umbu last year. Yeah. So I cooked umbu last year, and last Wednesday, I'm reviewing my notes. I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? Where did I fall out in chicken? My chicken did well there because I had a 190 points. I finished 25th last year there. And I got a few comments. I was like, okay, well, I just have to adjust these few comments. And I did. I adjusted to the comments last this cook. And it, when I'm telling you, it paid off for me. It did, obviously, you know. So it was good.
Excellent, man. And like I was telling Tate, that is always a plus, man. When that first turn in, that chicken is in, and you feel good about it. It really, really sets the tone for the rest of the day, as far as I'm concerned. When I turn in a chicken that I'm not happy with, man, now I'm really stressed. I'm really kind of ticked off, and I'm kind of bothered. I'm not that same old even keel that I want to be. Hey, real quick, chicken fried. Hey, when you're
Mr. Bill
when you're done with the national talk shows, hey, give this little young local channel a call, man, so we can do a sit down. Both you and Aaron, when you're done with the national channels, come by and holler at me. Congrats again, fella.
Congrats, Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
So, you're talking about during the cook, man. I had one of those cooks that everything lined up, and you've talked about this plenty of times. My confidence going into the cook-off after I finished talking with you and other people, man. I felt like nobody could beat me there that day, and I was super, super confident. I have the text messages from a few people, and somebody called me. Shout out to James Brooks. He called me like, man, Los, I don't know what it is, bro, but I have a feeling you're gonna win this. I'm like, hey, man, I was like, hey, from your lips to God's ears, and let him shine it back down on mine. And this is, thank you, Dustin. And this was during the draft. He says, hey, I don't know what it is, Los. I really, really have a good feeling about you. And I'm like, all right, man. And I sure did. I spoke to a couple of barbecue guys. I said, man, listen, if I walk in chicken, I have a strong chance to GC this.
Yeah.
That because I was so confident in my other meats that I knew that those were the best proteins that I've cooked at a competition in a very long time. I was very focused. Even though my brisket didn't walk, I had a 12th place brisket, but I knew the quality of that brisket. I'm like, okay, this is a really good brisket. And I've been in places that, I've walked three categories very high. You've seen it at Carfest and end up in 15th place. You know,
and because one of the meats really sick.
One of the meats, the brisket, I mean, it tanked, but I had the confidence in that day that brisket was not going to. So like you were saying, this calling the top 10, overall, and I'm like, man, I'm getting so nervous. Obviously congratulating all my friends who's getting calls and everything, but I'm like, man, come on. There's only one spot left, and they started playing my song, and
wow,
oh man, yeah. First thing I praised God, first, and then threw my hat and just started screaming, and I lost my voice for like 2 days. Man, it's unreal.
So, real quick, Scott, does Tate, does that GC come with anything additional? Like, does it send you to any other events?
Yes and no, but they're more unsanctioned events that he wouldn't have got into. Their invitationals.
Okay.
He may be cooking. It depends on how Andy Lugo. He's running a bunch of rib tests right now, and if he doesn't like, he's our rib cook for San Antonio, for Houston, because we have our spot still. So our team.
All right.
So he'll get it.
Well, Tate, man, that would be awesome to see you make a little noise at Houston, man. Yeah, that would be awesome. You guys are gonna be doing it. So, correct, Bill. Los has been cooking well, man, for quite some time now. Yeah, he's been cooking well, and I've told him in the past, man, just keep doing what you're doing, and it's bound to come at you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mom is
Man,
asking. Mom is asking. Los, does
man.
humble qualify you for anything?
Unfortunately, no. So I did email. So James Brooks, like I said, he called me right away after I got the announcement. You sent me a text, congratulated me. So everybody who congratulated me, I got like 10 people from the San Antonio Rodeo that was, hey Dad, love you.
Yeah.
That's my pops right there.
That's your pops.
Yeah, that's
All
my pops.
right.
Yeah, that's pops.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, thank you for stopping in, sir.
yes. So I got at least 10 calls or texts from people in the San Antonio Rodeo congratulating me, because our awards was so early, including yourself, Clarence. So I appreciate it. Um, but no, I don't get any. I emailed the committee. I said, hey, do I get into like any to Houston? They said no. They've been trying, but it hasn't worked for them. I tried to see if I could get my entry fee for next year at the Humble
Yeah.
Rodeo,
Yeah.
but they's talking about no. That's still up to the committee. It just, I don't know. For me, winning something that big, I know what San Antonio does. I know what Austin does. I just thought that's what came with it. But you know what? I got a belt buckle. I got a huge win. And I did get a nice little check.
Yes.
It was a nice little check, and I just took it in, and truly soaked it in, and even to this day, it's almost been, yeah, that's right. uh, Even to this day, people still texting me, calling me, hey, congratulating me, you know, hey, great job, just seeing it, seeing the belt buckle. It was like I feel like I need to post it like every day, like so they could really understand how I mean, maybe somebody like you and them and Tate. I know he's still on cloud nine. Like, 'cause you can't
Oh,
take
I
that
know
smile off
he
of his
is.
face,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
that's the way I've been ever since, And anytime somebody says, "Hey, how you did at this cook-off?" and when you just say, "I won it," then they were like, "Oh, did you win a category?" No, I won the whole
I
thing,
want
you
the
know,
whole event. Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
whole event. And they were like, "Oh, how many teams?" And you tell them, and they be like, "Wow!" Like their expression just makes like me even talking about it right now. I'm just like, "Wow, hold up!
Yeah.
I just did something." You never think. I would have never thought a kid from New York City, come down to Texas and just do as well as I did. I had a couple of people pass by and they were like, "Oh, you from New York? What do you know about cooking?" I was like, "Wait, what? What are you talking about?" You'll see.
Uh,
You'll see. And I was fortunate. I gave them a rib. I did have a few ribs left over. They're like, "You cooked this?" I was like, "Yes, I did." They were like, "Okay, it was pretty good." So.
well,
Yeah.
I will tell you, I totally agree, man. A cook off like a humble should come with some additional benefits outside of that payout. Bill, Houston. I will not. They aren't very open to giving up spots.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, they've got the space. I mean, how many Go Texan events do they hold through
Mm-hmm.
the year? Where Joe Schmo can go win brisket at
Mm-hmm.
XYZ event, and boom, he's got a spot to Houston.
Yep.
Why is it that easy for a first place brisket to get somebody in
Mm-hmm.
when an event like a humble cannot?
Yeah, and I was just curious. I wasn't trying to stir the pot or anything. I
No,
was like,
no, no,
man,
no, 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 no.
I
I
was
totally
just,
understand.
yeah, I
I
was just
totally
curious, man.
understand. But facts are facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts are facts. And as far as I'm concerned, Houston is a prestigious event. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know that they need anything more to become even more prestigious. I don't know if that's going to happen. But man, it'd just be nice to see them offer
Mm-hmm.
quality cook-offs a spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to Chicken Fry, Mr. Bill. I definitely incorporate his rubs, and he knows. I tell him all the time into my arsenal of meats. Shout out to you.
Okay.
Thank you for your class. you know, you helped me out last week too. I said, hey man, I can't find my notes. You know, I'm a student of one of your classes, and I said, hey, I lost my notes. All I needed was just the steps, and that got me to where, because you know, it got me to where I needed, and I'm like, all right, focus this, and I was able to focus on that brisket.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, with me not cooking,
Mhm.
I think I'm just gonna live through guys like you, guys like Tate. I'm gonna live
Mhm.
through all of what I consider my core group of fellas and
Mhm.
gals that are out there. And man, if I can do something to help them, I definitely will, because it's gonna make me feel good. It's gonna
Mhm.
make me feel good. You know, I just don't feel like going to cook-offs. I don't have that passion anymore. So
Mhm.
but man, I want to see all you guys continue to do well. So at any time, man, if you need something, if I've got it, you've got it. If you
Mhm.
just have a question, you know, you can hit me up and I'll give you the best information that I have. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. But right now I'm
Definitely.
living through you guys, man, and I'm enjoying it. I'm telling you, I felt so good Saturday evening when I sat down. I
Mhm.
felt so good for, man, what all of you guys at the rodeo, the students we had at the rodeo that did well. I mean, that's all feathers in our caps as far as I'm
Mhm.
concerned, man. Tate, where's your next event? Any idea?
I think it's the
Neil's.
Neil's, really?
Neil's and then Palm Fest.
Oh yeah, Neil's. I thought Palm Fest was first, but I think it's Neil's.
Neil's Lodge.
Neil's Lodge. Your favorite.
Yeah, I still have not gone back to that event since that year. That very first event. All right, where I'm not going to get into it, but you know the deal. All right, I still have not returned, and I probably great location. But I still got heartburn. What about
Yeah.
you, Los?
So as of now, I tentatively at the end of this month there's a cook-off in Floresville. I might do, and then after that, Austin Rodeo. So I already signed up for Austin Rodeo. So
Okay, did you? Okay, sweet.
yep. So I'll be there. Uh, and then I got a few more in March. Victoria. I'm going down to Victoria, and then most of this year I'm doing the CBA Texas Chrome Hero Foundation 6-pack or 9-pack, but I'm gonna assist with that.
Okay, awesome. Hey, real quick, man, one of our fans did a really nice video review. I'm not sure if she's still in the chat. Uh, Lady Cherie, if you're still in the chat, I need you, or Mama, can you drop her channel link into the chat? And guys, gals, I want you to go check out this review that Sherry did concerning or referencing Texas Select. I don't know if you remember last month when we did the giveaway. She won the prize package from Texas Select
Yes.
seasonings. And man, she did a reveal today on her channel that was really well done. So I'm trying to get Mama in here.
Yeah, that's I Juicy Pig, man. I put Juicy Pig on everything.
Oh,
That's
that man.
that Juicy Pig, man.
Yeah,
That is one of my, you know, one of my favorite rubs that I would definitely
yeah.
put on.
That Juicy and I go
That,
way back.
yeah.
Darnell, man, sorry to hear that you've come down with that vid, man. Take care of number one, man. Do what you got to do. Yeah.
So normally, you know, we go back to work after winning a GC after a good weekend, of course, right? This one here, because of the ice storm here in the hill country, has not gone to school this whole week. He just got tomorrow. So the kid gets off of school to live high and just love it. Like,
oh man, so you can't even share it with nobody.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
man.
folks out there, think about this. How awesome is it going to be for Tate when he goes back to school?
I already know.
Tate, I would take those banners with me. I would take those banners with me and really, really give those kids an idea of what you accomplished.
Give me 1 second.
Man. Because I don't know that they will. But dude, you're gonna be a rock star. You're gonna be a rock star.
You know, one of the comments we saw on one of the pages we were on, like, hey, you know, Tate looked like he was kind of in shock. Of course, he's more humble than me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but Dad was on cloud nine, looked like he won the lottery. Well, hell yeah. You know, we did a lot of work.
Yeah. Hey, take it with you, right? So what I did is I bring my bucket with me, man.
Yeah.
So I had it in my job. Actually, I got both. I got 2 of them, and actually I got 3 because I have my boat buckle on. And I put it.
All right, let's not start.
No. So no. And so with this one here, I know, you know, but this one here, I put it right on my desk. So when anybody comes in, so go ahead, boy, take them on, put them, what I'm telling you, what I'm getting at is take it with you, buddy. It's a feeling. Yeah. Put it in your locker, on your bag, just walk around with it, man. Do it.
But guy, I'm telling you, that's such an awesome feeling, man. Nobody can take that away from you.
Nobody.
You're in the history books.
Mm-hmm.
You know, dude, it doesn't get any better than that, man. It doesn't get any better. You know, soak it in, man. And then get ready for the next one. But right now, enjoy this. Yeah, right now, definitely. Enjoy this. All right, I'm looking for Cherie's.
Why are you looking for that?
In there. Yeah,
I saw a comment my dad put that. So shout out to my dad. You know, him and I.
Yes.
So for Father's Day, he built my first drum, a New York Yankee drum, and this was probably 2014, I think it was 14, 15. Yes. Anyway, I was stationed up in Groton, Connecticut, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, I need a smoker. You think we can do something like this?" And he went on YouTube and found the link, and I ran with that smoker until the rust broke down. So shout out to Pops, man. He's definitely has helped me in this. Moms too, you know, shout out to my family for supporting me doing this. Because if it wasn't for them, I'm not doing what I do.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. That is awesome. Cherie said she cooked with that juicy pig. Texas Select. Guys and gals, if something is named a juicy pig, doesn't that automatically tell you what it's about?
Yep.
Chicken, ribs. It absolutely works. Mom and I brought home many a first place rib with that juicy pig. Texas Select seasoning. All right, this is Cherie's channel, ladies and gentlemen. Go by there and take a look at that review, man. She's got the link to Texas Select. You order from Texas Select. Let Bill, William Powell know that CJ sent you. There'll probably be a little extra in there, and he'll take care of you. I'm telling you, he's got an awesome line of rubs. Texas Select. Check out that juicy pig. Check out that basic beef. Check out that rustic rub. Oh my goodness! Thank me later. Thank me later. For real, Bill. They're gonna be looking. Hey, now's the time to get Tate's autograph while it's cheap. Yeah, now's the time to get it while it's cheap, because like the stock market, it's gonna skyrocket. It's gonna skyrocket. Wishing you well, Darnell. Wishing you well. What's up, G? Grumpus is in the house. Tate needs to wear that banner like Mr.
Sure, yep. Do it, man.
Yep. Josh, matter of fact, Tate. Answer this question, Tate. What does a winning competition chicken taste like?
I mean, how do I explain that?
Uh, I'll tell-
Here's my answer for that.
All right.
It
You're-
has to taste like chicken. Don't
not
just
overpowering. You know, when they say middle of the road,
middle of the road. That's what I've been doing here.
that's what we've shot for years.
Yep.
When I threw this curveball at him and we changed techniques and everything, that was to get to more middle of the road because we were
Yep.
either here, right? We were doing
Yep.
cook-offs, no matter what. So we changed it up, changed the whole plan up. We practiced. I mean, I'd say 15 birds that we've tried within the last 3 weeks, and that's a lot of damn chicken for anybody to eat.
Yes.
So if you want to make sure you taste the chicken. Yeah.
Mhm.
Taste the chicken.
Taste the chicken.
I am telling you, Josh, for me, it's going to be a savory, rich chicken taste without going overboard. You know how like if you get a real fatty, tasty piece of pork belly, that after that one bite, you're like, that's enough pork belly. Too rich. You want the chicken to taste that chickeny, but you still want to be able to say, man, all right, let me get another piece. So it's not quite that rich, but it's right under there. That is what you're looking for in a competition chicken, in my opinion.
And texture. I don't say juicy. I don't say juicy anymore because I've cooked juicy chickens, and that's have hurt me a couple of times and other cooks. And I've seen the comments and I've tasted it. I'm like, man, that's a very juicy chicken. And they have not walked high, maybe like the 10th or 10 or 15th place. And it was just because it was too juicy.
Yeah.
Yep. So you have to know your audience, man, and know your judges. So if I know there's going to be a lot of female judges, I don't go with a juicy chicken. My chicken is on the drier side. It's weird.
Right. Yeah. I've never paid attention to who's in the judging tent, man. I just cook it.
Yep.
Hey, Uncle Steve, if you're in the chat, I sent Raul some of your stuff. Raul, I told you I wasn't sending you garbage. I'm sending you the best that I got.
Hey, Carlos.
So now, yes, you need to holler at Uncle Steve. What's up, Scotty?
I want to know how close Carlos is cooking to the judges' tent to see the ladies going in or out there.
It's the areas, right? So if I know the area, I cooked Umbu last year, so I knew the judges that was going to be there. I knew if I'm going to a VFW, you're not going to get that many women there. You're going to get a lot of more.
The old VFW.
The old VFW. You're going to get your older crowd. So people say, "Oh, I just cook the same thing everywhere I go." I tend not to do that. I do tend to change my profile just a little bit, and if I change it, it's more salty or less salt, or a little bit sweet heat, just depending on where I'm at.
Crazy thing about you talk about changing profiles for the areas we cook. I remember back in the good old days when we would put a bunch of mesquite in there if we were going further down into South Texas. But we're going to Uvalde, right? Let's put a bunch of mesquite in there. No.
That might have been my first 3 years before I realized, what the hell with this mesquite.
I don't do
what I cook. But yes, I did that early on. On.
Wood, I stay with the same wood. I don't change the wood. I just change a seasoning or two, or a sauce or two, but usually just the same kind of profile that I do cook there.
Yes, Dustin, you're absolutely correct, man.
Yes,
many trophies won with juicy pig and rib grind. That's a heck of a combination.
And not only on pork,
heck of a 1-2. Yeah, I can see that on chicken too, man.
Yes,
that's a heck of a 1-2. So if you've got competition aspirations, hey, here's a great start, man, for chicken and or ribs. Juicy pig and that rib grind. Yes, sir. All right, there you go, Cherie. That is awesome, man. You're going to like it all. You're going to like it all. He said, Grumpa said it tastes like money. Competition chicken tastes like money. That is all right. Let's see what else we got, man. Let's see. Catching up to the bottom of this chat. All right. Cherie is asking, do you cook a whole bird? And what is the box? Literally a box. All right. Tate, talk to Lady Cherie about turning in.
So typically you would cut the chicken in half and call it 2 chicken halves. And the box is a little styrofoam box, and you put a little foil inside it, and you have to fit both halves inside the box. And if it sticks out, then it won't be.
The lid has to close.
Yeah, lid has to close.
So
Yep,
Cherie, it's those
that's for
little
Lone Star though.
Yeah, it's those little clamshell styrofoam containers that you might get at a like a Chinese
to-go
takeout or
box.
something
Mhm.
like that, a to-go box.
Mhm.
And for some events, it's 1/2. If you're cooking the Lone Star sanctioning body, it's 2 chicken halves. They give you a larger box, and you still got to fit 2 halves in there. So you've really got to be careful with the size chickens that you're cooking.
Mhm.
Like an IBCA event, it's 1 chicken half, or a CBA event, it's 1 chicken half. But again, once you put that chicken in the box, they will give you a sheet of foil. It goes down there on the bottom. That chicken sits on top, and the lid has to close. So if you've got a mini turkey and that lid won't close, it's not going to be
Mhm.
accepted.
Hey, CJ.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Hey, were you
Oh,
surprised last year at Houston when you got the 8x8 box for the chicken half?
Oh, I had advance warning that the boxes were small, and I'm here to tell you, I cooked 4.1 pound chickens, and
Mhm.
normally I'm 4.25 to 4.3. So I actually backed down on the size, and I still struggled
Yep.
to get it in that mini box at Houston. Still struggled, and I was cooking a smaller bird.
Yeah. For years they keep saying, "Oh, we're going to move to a bigger box," but Houston won't. Houston didn't. They don't have to. So
Yeah, and again, that's one of the great things, I'm not going to say great, but that's one of the things about being unsanctioned. You get to do what the heck you want to do. Yes, Raul. Cherie, that dessert shake, pretty good stuff. Yeah, pretty good stuff. There you go. Hey, this goes for all of you. Check out Uncle Steve. Check out Uncle Steve. Holler at your boy CJ, and you're going to be good to go. You're going to be good to go. Uncle Steve, I'm telling you, I sent out a couple of boxes, man, to some folks in Ohio. So when they run out, I expect to get hit up by those guys. All right. I know you don't know anybody in Ohio, but these guys will holler at you. I guarantee it. Yeah. They'll holler at you. All right, folks, we have been. All right. Oh, here's one. Jaime says CBA has changed chicken rules. Yes.
that is correct.
Yes, Cherie, in CBA, you can also do individual chicken pieces like KCBS. So chicken thighs or chicken legs or chicken wings or chicken necks. I don't know anybody ever done chicken
No,
necks.
I wouldn't do that.
ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you could do chicken. You could just stay with your chicken halves. I
or
still,
halves.
yep, I still
Yeah.
do my chicken halves, and I only cook one side, and it's just the way I want it to look inside the box.
Yes. Well, let's see. Mama, did I forget anything? No, I think we are good to go, man. All right, so folks, I want to thank all of you, man, once again for hanging out with Mom and Papa Joe. I want to thank Scott. I want to thank the man of the hour or the men of the hour, Tate and Carlos, on your awesome GCs last week, man. I hope there are many more to come. And if you are out there and you're starting to think about competition barbecue, you're going to hear it here first, folks. Mom and I are currently working on a Patreon page a membership site where we're going to be putting all of our competition knowledge available for a small fee, including our video classes, our recipes, injections, trim. I mean, anything competition is going to be on that Patreon site. I expect that to probably be going live in the next 10 to 14 days. So be on the lookout for that. If you have additional questions, don't hesitate to hit me up. So once again, I want to thank all of you very, very much, man, for hanging out with us.
Yep.
If there are no other, let me hit the bottom. I'm at the listen to
Let me
Bill.
say,
Yeah, listen to Bill. Oh, sandbag
oh
and
yeah,
Bill.
for
Yeah.
hey, take mine too. Hey, real quick, just give
Yes,
a
sir.
shout out a group on. Shout out to my sponsors. You know, I use Dos Pendejos spices. Shout out to them. Bill Purvis, they hooked me up. Judy Love, she's always at my cook-offs. Mark, my family, my wife, my mom. It's just the credible support that I got from everybody else, man. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it.
Nothing but love, baby. Nothing but love,
sir.
man. Family is what it's all about, man.
Yes,
Tate,
sir.
any last words?
Thank you for having me on the show. And
Amen.
just look out in the future for my upcoming barbecue competitions and
Yeah.
do good.
Yes, sir. All right, gentlemen, I want y'all to have a great evening. All of you guys and gals out there, have a great evening. We're dropping another video 10 a.m. tomorrow. Take a peek and let us know what you think. In the
Thanks for having
meantime,
me on,
Mom
buddy.
and I want you guys to take care of yourselves, love
Amen.
each other, and man, we'll see you when we see you. Holla.
Holla. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Congrats, Tate.
Thank you.